Okay, so I saw this post. It says albums produced by Max Martin, favorite album. Okay, so here's all the picks. Here's all the picks. I'm gonna give you guys my top three, though. I'm gonna give you guys my top three. Okay, 1989 Taylor Swift. You know that's first. You know you've seen it in my videos. I love this album. Okay, but I'll just go for favorites. You got I Know Places, which I think is really different for Taylor Swift's discography. Nobody talks about it, but it's one of the best songs on this album. Blank Space, classic. Wildest Dreams, excellent. Style, you can't forget about that gem as well. Like, it was hit after hit after hit. Okay, I like every song on the standard version of this album. Like I said on the deluxe, I don't like You Are in Love. I've never enjoyed that record. But yeah, I just think that it's a really solid album. For all the album tracks, you still have stuff like How You Get the Girl, for example. That was a really good song. Okay, Clean as an album closer. I could go on and on, but this album, as I said before, very special to me. And for a Taylor album I listened to, and one of my pop bibles, one of my favorite albums ever. Okay, number two, I'm gonna give it to Britney Spears' Britney album. Okay, we had Anticipating, Bombastic Love. Okay, Cinderella, which is my favorite song on this album. It's so good. Okay, so that definitely has to be there. I Run Away, one of Britney Spears' best songs. Nobody talks about I Run Away. Nobody, like, she has gems on every album people don't talk about. Okay, this album was stacked. Okay, so many good songs, so many good songs. This is one of Britney's best albums. Okay, this album basically, like, I don't know, I think Blackouts are best, and then you can make an argument for either this or we can have the circus conversation for the intellectuals. Okay, a lot of people want to overrate In the Zone, but I'm not going to get into that today. And then number three, I'm going to pick Sweetener by Ariana Grande. Okay, I just love Sweetener. I just love Sweetener. Okay. When we're looking at stuff like Rem, it's just the BBC Live version. I always mention that, but that's just a beautiful record. That is just a beautiful record. So I just think that's all right. Get Well Soon. The vocal, like, bro, maxing out Pro Tools. I always talk about this. Okay. I liked Borderline with Missy Elliott. A lot of people are not fond of Borderline, but I really like that song personally. Good Night and Go. Did I talk about that one? Good Night and Go was a good record on this album. Yeah, the only songs I didn't like was Blaze and The Light Is Coming. Those are the only two songs I don't like. I skipped those. God Is a Woman is kind of tired, no shade. What was the song? No Tears Left to Cry, As a Lead. Yeah, this was a refreshing album. This was huge for her career. So yeah, I know he didn't produce every single song on some of these albums and stuff. I feel like my mutual kind of just went with albums that he produced a lot of the songs for and stuff. So some of the stuff was like Pharrell's work and other things. But he ate on the songs he did do. Okay, so yeah, that's my top three. Some quick thoughts on the other albums. Britney's first two albums did not eat no shade outside of the singles, but the singles ate. This was carried by the singles. We went over it, but the singles, she was on a run. I hate Femme Fatale. We've been over this. I haven't heard this Pink album. Wait. Actually, I might have heard it. I just remembered I listened to it. I did not like the album. I didn't like the album. I think there was only one song I liked on it. Put a gun to my head. I couldn't tell you what song it was. It wasn't for me. This Katy Perry album, I haven't heard it. And then I like Dangerous Woman. I like Sometimes, Into You, one of the best pop records of all time. Or some other songs that I really liked on this album as well. I Don't Care was a great song. Moonlight was excellent. Okay, there was a lot of good songs on Dangerous Woman. Greedy. Haven't heard this Katy Perry album. The only Katy Perry album I've heard in full was Teenage Dream. Okay, Taylor Swift Reputation. You guys know how I feel about it. But there was some good stuff. I like King of My Heart. I like Delicate. I like Don't Blame Me. I like I Did Something Bad. So there's some good records. Thank You Next. I like Sweetener better, but Thank You Next is good. Some of my favorites on Thank You Next. I really like stuff like Ghost, and that's such a haunting song, but it's beautiful. Imagine, I think, is one of her best album openers. I like NASA. I think that it was fun. Break Up With Your Girlfriend Aboard. Thank You Next, a song. Probably not one of my favorites, but it's still classic. So I liked most of the records on here. Eternal Sunshine, you guys know I'm fond of it. Supernatural, the song. Pop Perfection should have been a single. The Boy Is Mine. Oh, that R&B serve that you are. Okay. I still really liked the intro. No one talks about that. I liked Buy the song. I might listen to Eternal Sunshine after this. It's been a bit. It has been a bit, but I'm a little hungry. And you guys know I thought Taylor Swift's album was terrible. Okay. But the only songs I liked were the first three. Okay. So the first song, The Fate of Ophelia, that was a great record. Okay. That was a great bridge kind of moment there. And the chorus is really catchy. Elizabeth Taylor, it kind of gave Reputation in its best form, but it also reminded me of Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, which I love that song, and I love Opalite. Well, actually, I lied. I don't love Opalite. It's really lobotomy pop, and I need to tweet this because I've been thinking it. So yeah, those are the only songs I liked. All the other songs I don't think are good. good, to be frank with you, in terms of production, vocal performances, songwriting, went off a cliff. So yeah, Taylor Swift needs to get hungry again and make up music, because I don't know what she was doing, and I'm so glad everyone said this album was terrible, because it was. Let me know what you guys think down below though. Spent way more time talking than I intended, but this was fun. So shout out to my mutual.